Boom. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to what feels like a Monday for many, but it's really a Tuesday. You guys, thank you so much for being here. We're on episode 182 of SF Live. My name's Ben Hartley with Six Figure Photography and Style and Story Creative. Thank you guys for being here. Let's see who's joining us live today. Awesome. Who's here? Danielle, Ginny, what's up, you guys? Susan's here. Julianne. Kate, hey, what's up? Good to see you guys. Alan, good morning to you. Amy, good to see you here. Kyandra's here. Leslie's here. You guys, thank you so much for being here. You guys, here's the deal. 182 episodes in. Thank you so much. The reason I make these videos is to help you guys, to kick you in the ass, to be quite honest, to give you an extra push, drive, motivation, whatever it may be, to keep showing up, to keep improving, to keep making your business better, to keep serving your clients better, to keep serving your leads better, to keep serving your family and your friends, anyone who is connected to you better. I have a firm belief that your income is a direct correlation to how well you serve others. And that's really, that's why I make these videos. So thanks for being here, you guys. Look, the other thing that I love is we're live. We're live and I get to have a conversation with you guys. So please, if you're here, say hi. I read all the comments, leave some thumbs up, some hearts. It makes me feel good about myself. I need that every now and then, just like you guys. And so talk to me here, you guys. I love live content. It keeps me on my toes. This is gonna be an interesting episode. I'm really gonna go off the cuff here. I don't have too much prep. I've just been thinking a lot about this, and it's probably gonna turn into a really long-winded, fumbling, kind of stumbling through rant, but I believe that there is a great power in the message that I've got to give you guys today. And so we're just going to jump right in. You guys, here's the deal. It's not your fault. That's what I titled this episode. And the reason I titled it is because we're always having this conversation about value in our industry and really in most businesses, right? How do you provide more value to your clients? How do you provide more value to your leads? The whole idea of a value scale is that your cost and the value must outweigh the cost in order for a purchase to be made. And we're always talking about value. And to be quite honest, we're getting it wrong. It's not your fault that that's all that's talked about is the wrong thing. When we're talking about value for so much in the photography industry, we talk about, what camera you're shooting on. We're talking about delivery. We're talking about digital versus print. And I understand that. We're talking about, the amount of hours that you shoot. We're talking about the resolution of your pictures on Facebook and the watermark that's there. We're talking about, the quality of your work and off-camera lighting versus natural lighting. These are all the conversations that we're talking about value. And even when we start getting into the whole client experience thing, even that gets muddied up with discussions about bags and boxes of cookies and giving, a bottle of wine to your client and thank you notes. And I understand that there's value there, but if that is the core, if that's where we believe that the most value that we can have, and that's how we're going to improve our value, if that's our belief, if that's the dialogue that we're having as an industry, it's not your fault that it's falling down around you. It's not your fault that you got it wrong, right? That's everything that we're talking about. And so we need to kind of rethink this a little bit. We need to stop looking at improving upon the same bullshit that we've been taught. And we need to look at a new opportunity, a new way, a complete core heart shift that turns everything on its head. When we start thinking about value, we have to reposition ourselves, guys. We have to actually kind of forget all the shit and almost start from square one, from ground one. It's not really a phrase. It's not really a saying. And rebuild everything, you guys. When we start thinking about value, the way that we deal with value, it's so different. I do a yearly workshop here at my house. I've got 12 photographers who stay at our home for 3 days from 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. And it's called Abundance, Maximizing Joy, Meaning, and Profits. And the joy and the meaning part is so lacking, you guys. One of the things that is a way to provide value, I get to ask this all the time, what does it look like to actually provide value, is is to start thinking outside of yourself, to start thinking outside of clicks of a shutter, and to start understanding the gift of perspective that you have to give your leads and your clients. And it also means setting yourself aside for one damn moment. It means being uncomfortable. It means, and there's a lot of ways that it means being uncomfortable, staying in situations, pushing forward in situations where everyone else just kind of wants to walk away because it's easy. You guys, one of the things that we're doing, I'm going to give you a really practical thing, a really direct thing that we're doing, and it's when we do it, it just like melts my heart. It explodes my heart, and it makes me remember and realize what value actually looks like. I'm talking about one of the things that you could be doing here is sitting down with your clients and actually like asking intentional questions, actually caring, being genuinely curious and interested. And one of the things that we've come to understand as wedding photographers is that as much as it is about the day for the bride and the groom, there's so much going on. There's so much more going on. And it's my job to understand that story. And the more that I can understand that story, the more that I can understand the context behind everything, the better I can tell their story and the more value that I can provide them. And so one of the things that we do is we get really intentional. Here, I'm going to pull this up real quick here. I'm going to show you guys this thing here. So we've recently decided to reach out to our couples, and we have got this whole questionnaire that we haven't filled out. But one of the things that we say is we want to connect with the people who have supported them the most. Right? I want to connect with the people who have given you the most support in order to gain perspective on how I can best tell your story. And so we ask, who are those 1 to 2 people in your world who have supported you the most? What's the role that they play in your life? Who are they? Tell me more about them. And then I want to reach out and I actually want to connect with them. I want to interview them. Because this is work, this is doing stuff up front ahead of time before the wedding, but I actually want to spend time and I want to reach out to them. And so I asked for their phone number, I asked for the email, and I love the responses that we get. Because one of the responses, I want to read you this. We reached out to a couple, this happened just today. We reached out to a couple and we said, look, I want to know your story better. I want to reach out to the people who've supported you the most. And this bride said this. She said, I want you to reach out to my mom. And the role that she played in my life is this. This is the bride. This is what offering perspective and value looks like. She's not just my mom. She's my mentor. She's my support system. She's my role model. She's a business lady, life organizer extraordinaire. She's the backbone of our family. She's the person who I believe has all of the answers. She's the most kind woman I know. I love her more than I can put into words. I want you to reach out to my mom. You guys, to have a bride sit there and to start thinking about this and to realize how much her mom means to her. You guys, we're going to pick up the phone and we're going to call her mom. And we're going to be able to sit there and say, we asked your daughter who's getting married. Look, everything I know is about the bride. Everything I know is about the daughter. I understand that. But this is also a huge moment for you. This is your little girl who's getting married. We asked her, who are some of the most supportive people in her life? And do you know what she said? And we're going to tell the mom what her daughter said. We're going to tell the mom that she's the backbone of their family, that she's the person who she believes has all the answers. She's the most kind woman that she knows. To be able to sit there and to have that conversation with that bride's mom, and then to say, like, can you tell me more about your daughter? Can you help me unpack and understand how I can best photograph your daughter when I go to show up and photograph the wedding on the day? You guys, this is value outside of everything else that we're taught value is supposed to be. This is value that is dealing with I say this all the time, it's just giving a shit about people. It's setting yourself aside. It's understanding that one of the most basic things you do is take pictures. Man, I so hope that this idea of pushing in the direction of people and pushing in the direction of listening, understanding, and genuinely telling people stories, I hope that it continues and I hope that it maintains, because when my daughter gets married, I've got a 2-year-old little daughter, when my daughter gets married, I hope that I'm given the opportunity to start thinking about things, to gain perspective on my relationship with my little girl, because it's going to change everything. This wedding, the pictures will have more meaning now for the bride and for the mom because of these conversations. Because of what we're doing, we're allowing people to actually feel. where everything else is just cake toppers and timeline and when's the photographer going to show up and effing watermarks. Everyone else in the photography industry is bitching about watermarks, you guys. Let's start caring about things that actually matter. The pictures, the moments, the memories, they're going to have more value now. This is what value actually look like. This is what it looks like. Anyhow, like I said, long rant, like kind of far-winded all over the place. But it takes work. It takes work to give a shit. It takes work to have a business that's going to succeed for yourself and for your family and for your clients. But this is also like, it provides value. It provides understanding and meaning to what you do. If all you're doing is going out there and taking pictures, it's no wonder you can't raise your prices. It's no wonder that you get through each weekend and feel like, man, am I really going to do this? Am I really going to keep doing this? Right? We do this stuff because, yes, it takes time, it takes energy, it takes a shit ton of work, and it takes a lot of like emotional capacity. But if we're not doing this, like I'll go work for someone else. I'll go just do something else. I want a job that has actual meaning outside of just art and creativity for creativity and art's sake. I want a job that betters people's lives. I want a job that reminds a mother and a father of their love for their kid. I want a job that reminds a husband and wife 7 years down the road why they love each other. When the shit hits the fan, they get to see each other on the wall. I want a job that when their kid gets to see, like a child gets to see herself grow up on the wall. She gets to see when she's 21 years old and she thinks her parents are all assholes. She gets to remember and see that they actually loved her like none other. Like that's the job I want, right? And so if that's the job that you want, then stop worrying about watermarks and start giving a shit about people. And it's a crazy thing that starts to happen when this core heart shift changes, like the rest of it starts to fall into place. The rest of it starts to fall into place, you guys. All right. But like, look, you can't just keep pushing towards tactics and tricks and all these kind of like analytical things to go and do if your North Star, if your heart is not in the right place. If your heart's not in the right place, you can do everything you want to get leads in the door. You can do everything you want to increase your prices. You can do everything you want to become a better photographer. But I really don't think that alone will make you successful. It'll all fall apart. Anyhow, that's it, you guys. I'm done. I'm done with my rant. I'm done with my ramble. Give a shit. Maybe I should retitle this episode to just call it "Give a Shit." I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. We'll come back to you guys tomorrow live, episode 183. We'll see what I got to talk about tomorrow. Who knows? Cheers, you guys. Bye.